And across the front, coming about this far out from the wall, there was like a ledge where the teacher could stand on. In the classroom, there were 42 children. I can find no class photograph when I was at school with less than 42 children. You struggle to fit 42 children into this room. Yet this room is bigger than the room that I was taught in. We sat in those, you might have seen old desks where the seat was attached to the desk. You could lift the lid up on the desk, and the seat, there was a little seat which lifted up on where you sat in. We sat in those. They were double desks. In other words, you were pinned the person who sat next to you. And so you sat in double rows, right the way up. There was a little space at the front. No one could sit on the floor like you people. There was no carpet on the floor. There was no sink in the room. There was probably 2 PowerPoints, if you're lucky, in the room. I don't know, this room's been well changed from what it used to be, but the old prefabs of 1970s vintage used to have 2 PowerPoints. One at the front and one at the back. There it is up there, in the middle of the solo bits and pieces. This is of the vintage of the room that had 2 PowerPoints in it. Of course, you have more than 2 electrical appliances going in this room. So you can see how the rooms are quite different. And the teaching styles are quite different. You have reading, you sit in groups. And a group of people who are usually of like reading ability to yourself. Most of the time when I did reading when I was at school, the whole school did the same thing. And if you were a little bit clued up, you know, you'd all have a copy of your story, which in most cases was an old school journal. Everyone had, because that was free reading material given to schools. And the teacher would start, have you going around the classroom, all taking turns to read. So this person would read the first paragraph, the second paragraph, the third paragraph, the fourth paragraph, the fifth paragraph, the sixth paragraph, the seventh paragraph, the eighth paragraph, and you go right around. They'd read a different paragraph or in the story. Everyone read it. For some children it was too hard. For some children it was too easy. But everyone read it. And if you're clever, you used to say, well, which is my paragraph? Here's my paragraph down there. I can shut off and go to sleep for 5 minutes until they get up to where my paragraph is. You'd wait till the person just in front of you read, and then you say, oh, well, it's my turn coming up soon. So reading, school activities are quite different. Your parents' experience at school is very, very different. Your parents have probably come from the vintage when also there was corporal punishment in the classroom. In other words, I can remember my first day at Royal Oak Primary Primary School. I got the strap on the first day, within an hour of starting school. Couldn't believe that it happened. And I wasn't misbehaving. You know, I can turn and say that at high school I was misbehaving and I got corporal punishment. But at Ringware Primary School, I just started school, and the teacher said to the one of the other pupils, "Oh, can you show Peter around the school?" So at morning tea time, he was showing me around the school, and in the foyer, and there was the photographs and other bits and pieces from the school. And the headmaster, remember in those days they were only men head teachers of schools. There were no women head teachers of schools. Court is there. What are you two doing inside? You're not meant to be inside, it's against the rules. Come into my office. And then he belted us. So quite different what your what your parents have experienced at school. Okay? Quite different.
Have we got any other questions we'd like to ask? think it's important for the children to have a say in what they think is good to have in a classroom?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I think most of you will turn and say very common sense things. I don't think anything. Yeah, I don't believe any of you people would come up with zany ideas. You come up with some ideas which is, well, why don't we do this? You know, some of you talked about having wasn't mirror glass, but certainly tinted glass. I don't think there's probably too many schools that have actually got that. You know, just ideas to turn around and for people to think about. Probably more built-in furniture. Some of you talked about having built-in furniture. Most schools don't have built-in furniture. If you strip this room out, the only thing that will be left in it will be those shelves over there. Everything else will be gone. So if this room was if this space was chosen as the spot to do, we would pull everything out of this room. Everything. The speakers up there would go, the projector would be gone, the smart board would be gone, we'd take everything up, the desk would be gone. The only thing that would be left in here would be the shelves over there, the cupboard at the end, the carpet on the ground.
And we've got a question for you. We've never figured out what that little cupboard's for.
Oh,
Charlie broke into it because it was locked, and there's just a little, it's like you wouldn't even fit a broom in it.
that room, that cupboard there, see, I can remember this room here was, this room used to be called room 10 when I was teaching here in 1989 to 1993. I was a teacher at Meadowbank. And my room was a prefab, a couple along from here. It's called room 8. And this room had no children in it. It just had lots and lots of shelves in it. And all the teaching resources. That cupboard wasn't there, but that cupboard was. And across the back wall, there was a whole lot of shelves all the way around here, in here. But certainly it would, and it would have had an old, it had carpet on the floor of vinyl.
It did. It had carpet that had it. I remember that because you replaced it.
Yeah. So anyhow, that's that cupboard there. I have no idea. Probably it would have been a teacher's cupboard. And a lot of the old prefabs had actually had a cloakroom across the back wall. You know, if you go into room 26, Mrs. Stewart's current classroom, the one by the Pūtakawa tree when you come up on the junior side, that's actually got the cloakroom in it, so where the children put their bags. The room designs have changed immensely. And you people are, you know, what you people are doing, you are of a vintage who are now living in homes which are quite different to the homes that I lived in. So therefore you are thinking differently. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, I look forward to seeing, I don't know whether you're going to tweak any of the designs at all, but certainly I look forward to seeing them at the sighting exhibition, and I'm sure your mums and dads do too. Certainly they'll be warned that they're going to be there. Okay, thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.